glory and honor is due to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Rakakwadash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders, the great millstone and rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Noise in this gospel, bro. Lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is just a quick lesson through the spirit in transit titled, The Truth is Not a Hangout Club. I was looking at Apostle Tar's video yesterday, going into being on fire and being diligent in this truth. And this truth is not a hangout club. This ain't a social event. And sometimes you have to stress to brothers at time, like, look, this is not what this is about, okay? Because you have to understand through the spirit that Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai has set this thing up for the hopeful elect and to be delivered from the coming destruction. Now, that's not to say that brothers don't link up and, get drinks and do things like that from time to time. But overall, that shouldn't be the intended focus. Oh, well, I know that, brothers are going to have some shakar on deck at the camp, so let me come to camp. Or I know brothers are going to go get some food at the camp, so let me come to camp. Nah, that's not the mindset that we ought to be in, being in this truth, man, okay? So you have to understand the sincerity of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, because Yahweh Shai dealt with men like that, man. Like, I believe it, hold up, give me 1 second. I believe it was the account when Yahweh Shai was teaching, and then you had men that only came around because they knew that the Messiah was going to feed them. Because let's just be honest, like, let's just say if, we got food at the camp and we got more than enough, we ain't going to be selfish. We gonna be like, hey, brother, if you want a couple of wings or whatever, have at it. This is, do what you got to do. But overall, you got men that come around just for that, and if you see, they're not around anymore because they thought that this truth was just a mere hangout and this was just a social event, and that's not the spirit we're supposed to be in. Okay, you're in this truth to work out your own salvation, nothing more, nothing less. Okay, and you may say, well, why do I need a camp then? Well, to be honest with you, you don't need to be part of a camp. You can go do this shit by yourself, man, if the spirit is on you to do it. But the reason why we have camps is because, for one thing, we've always had camps. We always had sects of prophets and men that came together that had that commonality of doctrine, and they came together because the scriptures say that two is better than one. So it's always better when you got more brothers around you because you have more of a support system. Like it says that if one fall, then the other pick them up. So the Lord sent the prophets out 2 by 2, But overall, it's not all about just lumping up at the camp and doing, folly. Though we do have fun, we do go out, we do kick it, because brothers have formed personal bonds with one another, and that's just shit that we do on our leisure time, But that's not an every week thing, Like sometimes when there are fights, since we are fans of boxes, mainly Great Millstone, because our elders are fans of boxing, and a lot of brothers, they are engaged in self-defense. So a lot of times if it's a particular fight I'm like, hey, brothers, we going to order the fight, probably throw something on the grill, grab some car, yan, we going to kick it. But you better believe that even in the midst of that work is going to be done before then or during, or we going to be in spiritual talks. It ain't always about going out and trying to see what woman we could pick up and take back home. If that's your only motivation as to being around a brotherhood, then you don't need to be around the brotherhood, man. Oh yeah, well, I want to be around because I know, brothers are going to be on some hoes. Nah, this ain't what this is about, man. Okay, which ain't nothing wrong with getting on women. If you like, that's what you do, that's what you do. But you have to know when to distinguish pleasure from business, man. And this truth is about business. It's not about lust or sick fetishes, So you got to understand on how to distinguish between the fact. Okay, brothers are not going to always be 100% accessible to you. There's limits, there's rules to this. Okay, if you are not inside the camp, then yeah, we support brothers that's sincere. But overall, if you're not inside our group, then technically honest, we don't have to let you in. We don't have to let you inside our homes. We don't have to do that. We don't have to do that. Okay, because that's not a requirement, especially with all the agent activity that's going on now. So hey, if you younger brothers, you come to camps and things like that and you're on the other side of the line, keep in mind that nobody owes you anything at our camp or anybody's camp. Nobody owes you shit. And I'm speaking in general, because oftentimes, man, you know, the wrong idea goes out. Oh, well, yeah, you know, I'm part of this camp, or I'm part of this group, or I'm going out, so they got to give me money if I need it. No, we ain't got to give you shit, all right? Because technically you're not part of the camp. Just because you coming out listening, you working out your own salvation. Now, we will help, but at the same time, you don't really see too many brothers or brothers on the other side of the line doing things extravagant with men inside the camp. Though it do happen, but it's a rare case, so you have to be careful with that as well. You know, scriptures say, gird up thy loins as a man. So just understand that nobody owes anybody anything in this thing. You're in this to work out your own salvation. Okay? And I'm gonna say another thing too about you women out there. Hey, stop with that catty shit. You know, that catty, backbiting, whispering shit. You know, if it's something that you don't like about a sister or understand it, just don't deal with each other, man. And at the same time, you talking shit. Stop doing that. Okay, that's some snake shit. You know, the Lord said, be straight up. Hey, Matthew's, what is it? Matthew's the 18th chapter. You have a issue with your brother, go to your brother, him alone. You know, tell him your fault. And if he don't hear it, take him in by the church. And if he don't hear it, then, hey, he's out of there. It's simple. Same thing with you women. I know there's a lot of cattiness in Israel because a lot of women, they come out of the world. They still have that worldly mindset, you know, backbiting and whispering, oh, this sister thinks she out at because she's providing for the brotherhood. That competition, get off that shit, man. That's not cool, you know? And brothers, stop fucking, just stop with the bullshit, man. You know what I'm saying? Be careful on who you deal with and know who you deal with. Simple. Because like I said, there's too much folly going on in Israel, man. Especially among, you know, the group. Look, among Great Millstone, this is why we don't have certain things or we don't put certain things out there. Because it's just too catty, and you see it in other camps all the time. You got women in a congregation of men, and before you know it, there's nothing but confusion in the midst of that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing but confusion. So just do things decently in order. Okay? You sisters out there, if you have alt with brothers, man, stop putting brothers' business out there. It ain't your fucking business. You know what I'm saying? You don't go deal with a brother and then, or you talk to him and then all of a sudden, you know, he say something and all of a sudden now you want to call the brother a demon. Like, that's some bullshit. Get off that. Okay, that's wickedness. The scriptures say about a whispering and a backbiting tongue. You know? And this is me personally. This is why me personally, I choose not to get overly personal or close with anybody. Like, a lot of people in Israel, you know, brothers and sisters, we cool with, you know, we love brothers, we love sisters, man. But a lot of men in this thing know me, but a lot of them don't know me personally, and I keep it that way because it ain't none of their fucking business on what my life is about. Okay, people that's really close to me may have an idea on what's going on, but even then, they don't need to know every fucking thing, man. You know, because that shit can be used against you. Scriptures goes into that in Sirach. I think it's Sirach 22 or 20. I think it's Sirach 22 or 23. If I'm not mistaken, it goes into basically how if you speak against a friend, it's forgivable. But when you display secrets and break trust, then, hey, it's hard to win that man back, man. You know, once you break a man's trust and you try to air out his dirty laundry, you know, that he confided with you about, and you try to put that out there, then it's hard to win that brother back, man. Okay, scriptures say that it's easy to take a city than a brother, than to regain the belief, roughly paraphrasing it, to regain the love of a brother that's offended. You know, so be careful with that. Same thing with you women in this thing. I know it's just a lot of clickism. Certain sisters fuck with this sister, but they don't like her because she don't like her. But yet this woman don't know nothing about her. So how the hell do you not like her because of something your friend said? You know, and your friend, what she said could be true. But did you experience that? Did you see some type of weird vibe that say, look, I'm gonna hold my peace, I'm gonna hold my distance? Hell nah, man. So get off that shit. You are in this thing to work out your salvation, and that is it. You ain't in this thing to be best friends. You ain't in this thing to be fucking buddy. You're not in this thing to be the best fucking Hebrew. No, you in this thing to work out your salvation with fear and trembling like we all, man. All right? Personally, that's it. All right? You don't owe nobody no friendship. You don't owe nobody shit. You know? Call Allah Yahweh Shemal Shah 444, man. Then 144 here. That's the spirit. You know? So get that in your mindset, man. All right? You come into this truth to do what you're supposed to do and get on a chariot and we can get the kingdom and be done with this because, hey, I know as well as y'all, I'm fucking tired of this place, man. All right? I pray for this fucking place to go down every goddamn day because it's stupid. It's bullshit. You know? Like, look at the prime example, right? These Americans, these are tax-paying Babylonians, right? But yet they're really rushing to go to work to give money to a corporation that's getting ready to enslave them. You know, they was I was watching the Elder Apostle Ramlav's video earlier about the he did something, said that Esau Edom was going to be the most affected by this collapse. And when you think about it, he was going into like the Rex 84 plan with the internment camps, you know, with the internment camps, whatever. And how they got a red list, blue list, I think you mentioned green list, and a yellow list, which I thought it was only red, blue, and yellow, but it may be a green list, you know. I'm pretty sure it is. So long story short, Rex 84 rounding up Jake and putting people in concentration camps, with the red list being for immediate extermination. Now, when you look at the way that this society is going, they're doing all types of cyber attacks. Ammunition or munitions plant in the UK just went up in smoke, was destroyed, and all these things are happening. And it's no sheer coincidence that all these things are happening. They're talking about now that all America's infrastructures is under attack, and this comes from the Biden administration. So you got all this shit that's happening in the world, but yet these people are totally oblivious to the fact, okay, because they don't think it would never happen. Okay, this is why the scriptures say redeeming the times, because the days are evil. Okay, we have to understand the mindset we're in the time we're in, you know, so we can't be distracted by all this bullshit that's going on. So for you younger brothers out there, man, you know, whether you in the camp or you're not in the camp, hey, take heed and know what this thing is about. Okay, this is not a hangout club. This is not a buddy club. Okay, this ain't about being the most popular. You know, it's not about that, because when you look at groups like IUIC, they totally made this a superficial contest. What do you call it? You know, being superficial, but it's another word. They made it a popularity contest. You know, that you got to be the most extravagant Israelite. You got to have the best looking garments. You got to be the best Israelite you can be. X, Y, and Z. Nah, fuck that, man. You do the work and be done with it. Okay, and like I said, you will form bonds. You will form bonds. You will have favors in this thing. You will go out with brothers. You will kick it. That's part of it, because as a son we do is Jake. But let's just say if your camp leader say, you know what, ain't no more going out. Ain't no more eating chicken on the weekend. Ain't no more watching boxing or MMA. All that shit we like to do. How many Jakes will actually stay in the camp, man? A lot of Jakes won't be in the camp, because they gonna look at like, oh man, it's boring. I ain't with this shit. I'll come around and get a free meal and a free shot of liquor. And if you in that mindset, the Lord gonna weed you out anyway. You know? So, hey, just be mindful in what you in. We not saying that ain't nothing wrong with hanging out. We ain't saying ain't nothing wrong with having friends. But overall, that's not the most important part. All right? It's not about that. It's about doing the work. All right? Philippians 2:12, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Okay? And study to show thyself approved. Doing the work should be the most important. Like when we go out of state, hey, we doing the work, man. You know, we gonna get up, we gonna do sit downs. We ain't gonna be out here chasing that shit, man. Nah, that's young man shit. Time to grow up. All right. Shalom Akim Akwathium. Yahabashim Yahushua Brakat Thumb. This is GMS 4 wins, but Thamayim Shalom, brother. Sirach 22:22. It says, if thou hast opened thy mouth against thy friend, fear not. There may be a reconciliation, except for upbraiding or pride or disclosing of secrets or a treacherous wound, right? So let's just say if a brother had a problem with let's just say if a brother struggled with a particular illness, or, you know, it may have been something he went through with his woman, and he confided in you to keep that secret between you and him, and then you get mad at him, or you get kicked out of camp, or you decide you want to do a video to try to make this man look like trash, and then later, you know, you try to reconcile with him, he may forgive you for it, but don't think that relationship is gonna never be the same again. Okay, you can forget about it. Like, once you hurt a brother like that, and that's a heavy offense to Yahushua. Yahushua don't play with that. But if you do that to a brother, man, and he didn't mean you no harm, and you do that, then you ain't gonna win that man back. Okay, he's gonna be like, look, you a nigga to me. Yeah, I forgive you, but I ain't fucking with you no more. You know, it's a shalom and bye. Other than that, nah. So this is why it's not to get too personal with men, too familiar. A lot of times, man, when you brothers bring men into your camp, they get too familiar with you. And then when you don't do things to their liking, then they becomes an offense. You know, then they start getting disrespectful, because they look at you like, well, you know, you just like me. Which in regards, we're all the same. We're all servants. But They don't respect the order that you put down. You a camp leader, but yet I saw you drunk as hell last week on the couch, and you were wilding out, nigga. I ain't gotta respect you, and that happens all the time. This is why you can't get too familiar with men. You know, me personally, like I was telling brothers last week, you know, I tell brothers all the time, like, look, hey, know what you a part of. If not, then why are you here? You know, why are you here? Because me personally, I have no problem with telling the man to step and kick rocks. I don't give a fuck if you in my camp or not. And brothers that know me know that. And that's just my spirit. I don't give a shit because me personally, I don't need the bullshit around me. Okay, if you don't want to listen and take orders, then get the fuck out. Simple. I don't have no problem. Look, I'll kick my whole fucking camp out and do this shit myself. Salakia. And I'm not saying it to be on some arrogant shit. I'm just saying it because you know what? Mindsets cause problems, man. All right? I got my own damn problems in my own mind to deal with. Like Apostle Dar said, he said, look, we could kick all the GMS out. We still got to go out and do the work, you know? And he said, at least we'll have 100 less niggas to deal with. And hey, I could feel that, you know? And that's not saying I'm going to kick them brothers out. No, because them some good brothers, but I'm using those as an example. At the end of the day, if every man went left in the camp, I got to still go out and do the work. Or if we all went left, them brothers still got to go out and do work. Let's just say if I say, you know what, I got to move away, I got to leave out of state for X, Y, and Z, them brothers got to still go out and do the work of the Most High, man, whether I'm there or not. They have to do that, you know? So keep that in mind, man. It's not about a hangouts club or being familiar with men, man. It's just do what the hell was required of you and take your black ass home. Going to be very limited because things are crazy, especially with all these attacks and cyber attacks and all this other madness. Hey, it's not really wise to be in like crowded venues like concerts and, you know, sports games and all that other stuff. It's probably best to stay away from places like that because things are very volatile right now. You know, like I know they had the Big 12 or something like that last month. You had the the college basketball. You know, everybody was downtown Kansas City, you know, watching the Big Four play the tournament. And that's a volatile predicament because everybody is in this one particular arena and Esau can come and do some wickedness, and before you know it, people are dying left and right, man. And you know they're going to blame it on somebody. So, you know, just being real wise and circumspect, you know. So, and it says here, for these things, every friend will depart. Spirit, I have the same things to consider on this very topic. Yeah, Khan, brother, and tell Yasharala, yeah, brother. Because, see, the thing of it is, man, see, Jake, you know, they don't want to fucking ruffle no goddamn feathers, man. They don't want to offend nobody, man. When I say offending people, I ain't meaning offending them by being a nigga towards somebody. I'm talking about having to hurt a motherfucker feelings if you got to because they ain't in the right space, man. Okay, some brothers just need to sit their ass down and shut the fuck up, man. It's just that simple. Shut up, man. Don't even talk. Like, why you talking? Just sit down and shut the fuck up. Simple. You know, and some men will have to hear that. We've all heard it before. Shit, hey, I've been rebuked. Hey, you tripping, man? What are you doing? Calm the fuck down, bro. What's going on with you? Hey, we've all heard it. We've all been in the hot seat. You know? So, yeah, brother, man, just knowing and growing in this thing, man. Knowing that, hey, by you being ahead, you don't owe nobody shit. You just owe them the service of doing the service to them by teaching and serving your men, by teaching the word of the Lord and being diligent. You owe them that much. But as far as any personal accolade, you don't owe nobody shit, man. Okay? You don't owe nobody that, man. And you stop walking around like you in debt. I mean, we're in debt to Yahweh Shai, you know. And we are indebted to the brotherhood because the brotherhood represents Yahweh Shai. But like on a personal kick, hey, man, get out of that spirit. All right? If a man don't like the way you're moving and you're trying to establish order in the camp, then they got to go. Simple. If it ain't going off according to the scriptures, then what are you worried about it for? All right, Jude 1:16. These are murmurers, complainers, walking after their own lusts, and their mouths speaking great swelling words, having means persons in admiration because of advantage. Right. You know, you may have a certain status, or, you know, you may have a admiration among a brother because he may get mentioned a lot, or he may have good money, or he may be good in this, whatever the case may be. But that ain't a reason to hop on a nigga's dick, man. All right. You know, you give credit when credit is due. Point blank, period. You know. So, yeah, man, just make sure you brothers are in the right mindset, you know. Hey, watch out for wickedness, establish order, and, you know, just chill, man, you know. Just don't do too much. A lot of times Jake do too much because, you know, Jake just do too much. You got to sit still and just, Lord said, look, man, study and be still. Just chill. All right. But anyway, with that, brothers, this wasn't intended on being a long lesson. This is something I kind of wanted to piggyback on what Apostle Tahar was saying. You know, that this is not a boys club. It's not a hangouts. It's not a place that we get fried chicken every week and kick it and talk shit. Nah, man. Shit, sometimes out of camp, I just want to go to the crib and chill. You know, I can eat fried chicken by myself. It don't really make me a difference. But being around the brotherhood is good as well, because the scriptures do say, do not forsake the assembly of the saints. You know, so it's good to be around brothers, because you get that spiritual refreshing and you feel it. Like, you could be having a fucked up day and you might not want to be around nobody, man. You're like, fuck. But then when brothers come through, you're like, oh shit, you get a surge of energy in the spirit. Like, okay, this is what we're needing, you know, but it's all together in righteousness, man. But it's being in the spirit, it's being edifying. It ain't just on some nigga shit. Okay, you will find it more thirst quenching when you come together and you studying, or you're doing sit downs, or, you know, you're just chopping it up, or whatever it may be. You find it more refreshing to be around brothers than going out and hopping on some poom poom, man. Okay, which ain't nothing wrong with either one of it. But I'm saying when there's more edification involved, there's more structural benefit to that, you know. So just try to keep that in mind, brothers, man. We ain't mad at you because you want to go out and get a taco with a brother. Nah, that's cool. But overall, this is not what this is about. All right. What is this? 2 Timothy 4:5, Proverbs 20 and 27 says, good news, let the Lord give us the mind of conscience that we cannot hide from ourselves. I don't see the rest of the precept, brother, and I'm driving, so I can't find it. Salakia. What's this? 2 Timothy 4:5, it says, but watch thou in all things, endure afflictions, do the work of an evangelist, make full proof of thy ministry. That's right. You know, going out, doing the work, doing your sit downs, you know, staying on fire. And being on fire doesn't mean, you know, doing 1,000 shows a week, man. Okay, being on fire just means staying diligent, keeping up with the pace of the work, man. Make sure that you're actually convinced in the spirit and you're doing what you got to do, and doing the work, doing the shows, showing up at the camp. Okay, it shouldn't be a month that go by that brothers ain't done a video. Now, that's just totally unacceptable. You know what I'm saying? If it's been a month, unless your page is suspended, open up another page, man. You know, in my opinion, every brother in my camp should have at least 2 or 3 pages, at least. I know I got about 3. I got fucking pages that I forgot to log in because we got so many damn pages. But regardless of it, man, you know, all men should have at least more than 2 pages in this thing, at least 2. You know. So anyway, what the hell going on here? But anyway, wasn't gonna take up too much time. I'm actually at my destination. I want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai Bashim Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone and rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Lord's will, you will edify into the next lesson. Shalom. May the Lord be with you, brothers, and you few sisters out there in your walk. Stay diligent. We almost out of here. Shalom.